Hello there, Sarah from 17 once again, introducing you to my Batman Arkham City Hard Plus difficulty video walkthrough. We are still in the museum and we are now going to be disarming Penguin. But to do that we have to find him, and that's what this room's about. So when you land on the ice you'll notice Batman does this lovely theatrics, a lovely bit of pantomime to show you that you can fall through it. And you'll get another heads-up display warning. This is a lot like the Croc incident on Arkham Asylum, only nowhere near as repetitive and stupid. And what you've got to do is you've got to walk across the ice. If you watch what I'm doing, you'll notice even though it's cracking, on the right hand side where it says the ice density meter, it never shows the red symbol. If you start showing the red symbol and you keep on moving, the shark will kill you every time. It's a pain in the ass, and I don't understand why it's a shark. I've mentioned before. At first I thought it was an artificial shark, then I thought it was real, and now I don't even know. It just looks weird. But once you've cut down the raft, you have to go around this room now using these anchor points to pull your raft across, and you need to get the guys that are frozen. Once you've done that, you can carry on to Penguin, then on to Mr. Freeze, then on to the end of the level. So I'm going to talk about some other stuff because this is all very simple. It's puzzly. You just watch what I do. I don't need to spoon feed it you. You aren't children. Or maybe some of you are children, and if so, shame on you. There's naughty language in these broadcasts. But yeah, it's all simple from here, so I'm going to talk about the reviews I mentioned in the last episode of Dragon Ball Z. No, Uncharted 3 and Battlefield 3, because this is the year of the threes as we're all finding out. They both got reviewed because they're out in America, which fucking sucks. Actually, Uncharted 3 isn't, Battlefield is. And we'll cover Battlefield 3 first. So, I was probably alone in saying I was not excited for this game at all, because I played the beta and it was shit. I didn't like it. I'm definitely going to be getting it for the guide's purpose, but as far as enjoyment goes, I wasn't even bothered because there's a part of me that knows Battlefield campaigns are always pretty shitty, and the multiplayer is really fun with friends. So I knew exactly what I was getting into. But I watched the review, and the campaign looks the closest to Modern Warfare that I've ever seen in my entire life. A little note here. Once you've entered this room, I don't think you have to stand around too long like I do, because I get hit by the water a lot. If you crouch, you can avoid it for a while. Every so often it'll get used to you crouching and it'll still hit you. But the entire purpose of coming in this room is so that you realise you can't get close to Penguin and you have to go and try and find another way to do that, which means finding Mr. Freeze. So just completely leave this room as quick as you can. I stay in here messing about with full knowledge that I can't hurt him yet, just so that Batman says, I've got to find Mr. Freeze. And as soon as he says that, that's what I do. But I wasn't excited for it at all, and the campaigns are always pretty garbage, but this one looks a lot like Modern Warfare's. It's got loads of quick time events, it looks super serious, you go into all sorts of places, shit's kicking off, and the lighting filter and the effects on the screen that make it look like it's being recorded on a camera look fantastic. They look very Kane and Lynchy, so that point of it makes me super excited. On top of that, the game looks fantastic. I'm kind of pissed off that you have to install that texture thing to make it look nice, and if you don't, it looks kind of anus, because I don't have the hard drive to install it, so I'm going to be playing it looking real shit, which kind of sucks. I might have the space, we'll soon find out, but I'm kind of excited to play it now because I've been rejuvenated with the reviews, and it's not because of the scores it's been getting, even though the scores are good, it's just because I've seen it in motion, and I haven't played a first-person shooter in a while, so I'm kind of, last one I played was Rage, and I was really disappointed with Rage. So right now, I'm in the mood, and it reignited that spark, which is always a good feeling. Then there's Uncharted 3, which my history with Uncharted is kind of weird. I got a PlayStation 3 really late into its life cycle. I got it for Metal Gear Solid 4 because I'm a massive Metal Gear Solid fan. And I played 4. I was actually a little bit disappointed in 4, if I'm completely honest. It's a fantastic game. It's a really fun game, but I just expected more from it. And a lot of that is to do with the story and to do with some of the expositional moments, because Snake barely talks in the game, and he walks around the entire fucking campaign just going every 5 minutes, and it really pisses me off because in every other Metal Gear Solid he had an opinion, he was smart, he always had awesome dialogue, and he always made it feel like you were experiencing something because he talked, he explained it, he took you through it, he were a familiar voice, he were a badass. And on that game, it was like listening to Rolf Harris with a wobble board. It just pissed me off. But I didn't play the original Uncharted, and I got the demo for it, and I thought it was shit. I hated it. I thought the aiming was loose. I thought it felt really squiggly. The platforming was good. It looked visually fantastic. But when I shoot a guy and it doesn't hit his head when the reticle's on his head, I don't like that game immediately. There are a few games that I will, you know, have exception to, but it felt loose. It did not feel precise at all. I rented the second game because the second game looked beautiful. And they had tweaked it a little bit so things felt tighter, and the platforming was still good, and the second game is a fantastic game. I played it twice, and I loved every moment of it. It was cinematic. Everything about it were just really, really good. And I mean, the story, the voice acting, the environments, the puzzles. It is a well put together game, and it looks stellar. And the third one is going to be an even better iteration of that, so I'm super stoked for it. And I watched the review, and IGN gave it a 10. First thing I'm going to say there, it ain't a fucking 10. I haven't played it, I can't judge it, but I'm telling you now, it's not a 10. The reason why it's not a 10 is because Jesus isn't a 10. Buddha wasn't a 10. You know, the first time you had sex wasn't a 10. All these great things in life are not 10s. They are very close to 10, but never getting 10. And the main reason for this is there's no such thing as perfection. If there was a thing as perfection, we would be gods. It's that simple. I believe in things being real damn nice and real damn good, but it's not a 10. So IGN, stop it with the hyperbole. We all know that you're advertising them and they're paying you fucking wage, but it's not a 10. However, it looks really bloody good. The game looks fantastic, and every time I see it, I can't wait to play it. And I should hopefully get that one early, and I'll be starting that guide as soon as I can. I'm not too bothered about the online for that game, but the co-op does look interesting, which I'm probably going to try out and make some videos for. It all depends, because on top of this, Modern Warfare 3 comes out so soon, and a lot of people don't care about it because it's just going to be like Modern Warfare 2, but a little bit different, and everybody's kind of burnt out on Call of Duty now, but I'm really not. And I know when this comes out that I'm going to be playing the shit out of it because I can't wait. And I don't even know why. I can't describe why. I like Call of Duty. I like 60 frames per second. I like precise controls. I like high sensitivity. And that does all of them fantastically well. One thing I will say is it's coming at such a busy date. I mean, I've still got Gears. I'm still really interested in playing Gears. And I'm actually considering cancelling my Love Film account because it's getting to the point where you just don't have enough time to play things. It's really crazy, and it's continuing into the next year as well with Mass Effect and Darkness. There is a lot. It's a good time to be a gamer, but it's not a good time to be a poor gamer. That sucks. But anyhow, back on topic because I went on a massive tangent. Now that we've gone down that area and we've talked to Mr. Freeze, we have to go and get his suit. So if you use the raft, you'll notice there was a really obvious cut from me getting on the ice to getting the raft, and the reason for this is I actually went all the way back to Penguin thinking I got the device, and I didn't. I wasn't paying attention. I was playing this game with very low volume while listening to podcasts and watching episodes of TV series because that's just how I roll, and I didn't realise, so that's why that was there. This room right now is where you fight Two-Face with Catwoman. It's an awful room for her, but when you're Batman, it's one of the easiest rooms in the game. As soon as you enter, use your back claw to pull two guys off of the bridge straight away. 2 insta-kills, very simple. Then all you do, they'll run to where you were, you glide over here, and you pull them off the catwalk. If they start to run towards you, hook all the way back across to where you came from, they'll run to where you just were, and you pull them off the catwalk. It's that simple. This is one of the easiest rooms in the game because I found this beautiful exploit. It's such a cheesy thing to do, but it works. And when you're playing the harder difficulties, if it works, you're going to do it. I guarantee. But keep on pulling them off as soon as they start getting interested in where you were. Don't know why it did that. Don't recommend that at all. Jump back onto the bridge. And that right there, it'll happen to you if you do it to me. Sometimes I bash the button, I bash the RB button to go faster between the gargoyles. And sometimes you do an extra animation that you didn't mean to do. It happens. But just keep picking them off, and this is a potentially very challenging room made extremely easy thanks to the back claw and the dumb AI of this game. And I use dumb sparingly because the AI isn't bad, it's just, you wouldn't just keep going, I wonder what happened over there, and running all the way across and there's nobody there, and then you run all the way back to where you were, and it just seems dumb as balls. So Batman's talking to himself because we all know he's criminally mad, that's why he dresses up as a bat and beats up dudes for a living. And that guy's just got a hostage. So as I mentioned in a previous video, if you neutralize his weapon, he is harmless. He's real harmless. Then you can glide down and dish out some street justice, Death Wish style. So there you go. That's the room cleared. If you use your detective vision, it'll show you where Freeze's suit is. You can also talk to these geezers here if you want to. That guy's stuck in the floor. Don't even know why. He's just chilling out. And there he is, a little worse for wear, but alive. So that's the suit. That's the power core that will disrupt. And now we can confront Penguin. And the Penguin fight is going to be in a separate video for people worried about, you know, this being a super long video. This isn't too long compared to some. And it's 2 boss fights in one, so you're getting a 2-for-1 sale on that video. You're going to get the really easy first fight with Penguin, the big fight against Solomon Grundy, who I have absolutely no memory of in the cartoon. Never read the comics, so he means nothing to me. All I know is he's a giant Hulk dude. And then you fight Penguin for a second time, and that's the end of it. But before you can do that, you need to get back to where Penguin is. And every single time you do this, you'll notice the ice changes and the shark will attack you on this. And you've got to beat the shark up. So for all those people who have a bucket list that involves punching a shark, here's when you get to tick it off. Because this dude comes out of nowhere. And it's time to give him a good old bit of Marquis of Queensberry rules. There you go. Personally, I think I'd have gouged his eyes. I'm not too confident in my ability to beat the face of a shark up. But he's Batman, he doesn't give a shit. I always wondered as well, what do those spikes do on his arm? You'll notice all they do in this game is clip through his cape, but I mean practical reasons. Does it help him get up ledges? Does he fire them off? I never really figured it out. I know they probably fired in some later episode, but when he was designing it, what was he thinking? Was he thinking Guyver and that ridiculous elbow spike? And, you know, trying not to get sued, so he did it from his wrist. Just a question. But thanks for watching, guys. I hope the guide helps, and I'll see you in the boss fight. You take care now.